The role of rookie Urban Santana cannot be overstated in the scheme of things for the Angels. He beat the A's for the third time in 4 starts tonight, allowing just 2 earned runs in his 6 2/3 innings, maintaining that minuscule earned run average that he had against the Athletics in his 4 starts this year. He won his 11th game of the year, a guy who started the season in Double-A ball clear back in April and kept the A's in check tonight until Shields came in for 4 outs in the 7th and 8th. And K-Rod got the final 3 outs after Scudero's home run had narrowed the gap to 4-3. Early in the ball game, there was the indication the A's might have what it took tonight to move out in front, and if Joe Kennedy could have one of his better ball games, keep the lead. It began with Mark Kotsay with 2 out in the first inning. There's a drive, belted to left. That's going to send Rivera back, and he won't get it. It'll bounce off the wall. He barehands the carom and fires back in, and in at second base is Kotsay with an off-field double with 2 out in the bottom of the first.
And even though it was 95 in the gun, he fell behind. He threw nothing but fastballs to Kotsay, and Mark, I think, in the hitter's count looking for the fastball, got it right out over the plate, and a good pitch to take the other way.
But we do know from his other starts how effective he can be with his breaking ball and his off-speed pitch. Eric Chavez up next and ready to pull the trigger. And he lines it hard to right center field. That's going to go into the alley, and that is going to the wall. And the A's are going to get the first run of the night. Chavez into second with a double with Kotsay scoring. And it's 1-0 Athletics in the bottom of inning number 1. But that's all the A's could get in the inning, and Santana went on to retire 8 of the next 9 he faced, by which time his mates had provided him with the lead. After Kennedy retired the first 4 men he faced tonight, Benji Molina opened things for the Angels with 1 out in the second inning, rifling a double over Swisher to the wall in right field, bringing up the left fielder, Juan Rivera. That one is hit to left, hit pretty well. Going back is Payton, and it is up off the scoreboard, bouncing back toward the infield. Tie ball game as Benji Molina is in, and down at second base is Rivera with a double. And so, following the A's pattern, back-to-back doubles to get their run, the Angels have knotted it up at 1 apiece. Rivera got to third on an infield out, so with 2 away, it was Rob Quinlan, tonight's third baseman, up, and he too was first pitch swinging. And he loops one into shallow center. Could be no man's land, and it is. And the Angels lead by a score of 2-1. A flare to center field midway between the infield and Kotsay in center. Nobody had a chance at it. Quinlan gets the RBI. 2-1 Angels. Adam Kennedy followed with a single to put runners at first and second before Joe Kennedy got Figgins to end the inning, but the A's were put in chase mode right there. Joe Kennedy came up with a 1-2-3 third inning, but in the Angels' half of the fourth, more trouble. Again, a first pitch, this one, to Benji Molina.
Joe delivers, and it's swung on in a fly ball to center. Pretty well hit. Kotsay going back. He's at the track. He's going to watch, and it's gone. Benji Molina hits one out. About 20 feet left to the 400 mark in center field. His 15th home run. And now the Angels have taken a 3-1 lead.
Then with 2 out, Quinlan single to left field, a lobbing fly ball down the line. Kennedy followed with a single. They had runners at first and third. Ken Maka at that point went to Justin Dukeshire to face Figgins at the top of the order and try to keep it a 3-1 ball game. They went to a full count before Figgins got the pitch he wanted.
And here it is, and it's swung on and lined into center for a base hit. Quinlan scoring from third, Kennedy rounding second, going to third, and Figgins delivers a solid single to center, and the Angels have taken a 4-1 lead.
As it turned out, that was one of only 3 hits off the A's bullpen in 5 1/3 innings tonight. And in fact, after that, the bullpen faced a minimum number of batters. Dukeshire gave up a single in the 5th, but negated that with a double play ball. And then in the 9th inning, pitching that frame, Street gave up a single, and Kendall threw out Rivera trying to steal second base, and Street faced only 3 in that 9th inning. Meantime, what about coming back? Well, the A's in the bottom half of the fourth used a Bobby Crosby walk to get a foot in the door. It came with 1 out and brought up Dan Johnson.
3-2 pitch. Johnson strokes one to left center, thinking for a base hit. Over to Cunningham. It gets by Figgins. It goes to the wall. Crosby's rounding third. He will come to the plate, and the throw will be not in time as Dan Johnson at second with a double, and now it's 4-2 Angels.
And with runner at second and only one out, a chance maybe to close to within one more run of the game of the lead. Not to be, as Santana bore down to pop up Jay Payton, get Adam Melhuse to ground out to second base, ending the threat, leaving a precious run stranded at second. As the evening wore on here tonight, in the fifth inning, one of those two remaining hits off the A's bullpen came from Vlad Guerrero. And that was with one out in the fifth, and Molina having a solid night, and Rivera also dangerous tonight coming up. Looked like the Angels might build on. But it proved to be time for the Margarita King call, brought to you by the Margarita King, the world's only gold medal winning margarita in a bottle, now at Safeway. It was Molina at the plate. From the stretch, delivers. There's a one-hopper. Backhand by Crosby. Gets up, spins, throws to second for one. Ellis turned to first. A brilliant play. Tremendous play by Crosby and a great turn by Ellis. 6-4-3, and the Angels are gone in the fifth inning. And after 4.5, it is 4-2 Angels. And that was the Margarita King call, brought to you by the Margarita King. The world's only gold medal winning margarita is now in a bottle. At Safeway, just say, "King me, baby," and sip responsibly. One threat by the A's in the seventh inning had the fans hoping that just one base hit might get them back even. With two out, Melhuse single to right field, and Swisher followed with a hooking double down into the right field corner, but it couldn't score Melhuse. Runners were at second and third. Santana had made his 101st and last pitch of the night, and Scott Shields came on to try to douse water on the threat. And he did, getting Mark Ellis finally to ground to third base, and the threat died. From that point on, the bullpens were well in command until the ninth inning, as Rich Harden pitched two shutout innings tonight, 24 pitches, retiring the side in order in the seventh and the eighth with two strikeouts. Meantime, the A's could not master Shields. He got three outs in the eighth inning. When we went to the ninth, it was Houston Street coming in, gave up a leadoff single to Rivera, who was then cut down trying to steal, Kendall making a perfect throw. And when the A's came up in the bottom of the ninth, they were still those 2 runs shy. And Marco Scudero, who had entered the ballgame at the end of 6 innings for Crosby, was leading off against Frankie Rodriguez. Rodriguez ready again and delivers. Breaking ball, hit hard, deep to left center field, and that is gone! A home run by Marco Scudero to close the margin to 1 run. His 9th home run of the year. The 7th given up by K-Rod, but he still has a 1-run edge. And he had been bitten a couple of times by the Athletics this year. Maybe one more time? Wasn't to be. Johnson grounded to short. Payton struck out on a nasty slider out of the strike zone. And finally, it was pinch hitter Bobby Kelty trying to keep life in the cause. Breaking ball popped up. Shallow left field. Coming on is Rivera. Waiting. He has it. The Angels win the ball game. They pour out of their dugout. They have won the American League West for 2005 and go into the celebration dance in the middle of the infield before the A's home crowd. The first time in the history of the Angel franchise, they have won division titles in back-to-back seasons. And Mike Scioscia, the skipper of the Angels in his 6th campaign, has won more games as Angel manager than anybody except Bill Rigney. And so in game number 157, the Angels get into the winner's circle as the A's battle them right down to the final out. And again, an Angel Athletics game decided by a single run. And tonight, the Angels prevail 4-3. Back with the final totals in 1 minute. And if you're listening in your cars driving home, reflect on how much fun the Oakland Athletics brought to the Bay Area, Northern California, and all of baseball for that long 2.5-month run. And still, what they did and where they came from to get to this point before the Angels finally put out the lights. Ken will be back with the scoreboard for you right after this.